13.8 billion years. That's how long the universe has been around. Older than anything else, ancient as time itself. The universe is unimaginably vast. To put it simply, if we compress that immense timescale into just 1 year, all of human history, every single person who has ever lived, including you and me, would amount to just a fleeting minute. Our lives filled with decades of happiness and sadness, moments of pride and regret, those ordinary mornings and beautiful afternoons would represent a mere fraction of a second. This idea, known as the cosmic calendar, popularized by Carl Sagan in the 1970s, serves as a reminder of how insignificant we truly are in the grand scheme of the universe. We haven't been here for long, and judging by the recent events on this cosmic calendar, our time here may be limited. In the past 4 weeks alone, our planet has witnessed the extinction of life nearly 6 times over. Out of the billions of species that have ever existed, over 99% have vanished from the Earth. It would be presumptuous to believe that we, who arrived only moments ago, are somehow exempt from this fate, that we are the exceptional ones destined to persist beyond our allotted time. However, the very fact that we ponder this question suggests that perhaps we are different. We've constructed telescopes, explored the stars, and unraveled the tale of our universe. We've invented tools, excavated the past, and unveiled the stories of our ancestors. And throughout our search, we have discovered no evidence of any beings quite like us. The truth is, humans are adaptable. Most creatures are specifically suited to their evolutionary environments, and if those surroundings change, they perish. Humans, on the other hand, possess a remarkable ability to adapt. When it gets cold, we don't simply succumb to freezing temperatures. Instead, we fashion warm sweaters and ignite fires. When it rains, we don't let the floods wash us away. We construct barriers and alter the course of rivers. The examples are endless. When forests ignite in flames, we douse them with water. When earthquakes ravage cities, we rebuild them stronger than before. We have become so adept at adjusting to our surroundings that most natural disasters no longer pose a significant threat to our species as a whole. But what if there's something we can't withstand? What if it happened tomorrow, instantly ending the human story? These are the greatest threats we face as a species. Threats that aim to make us a part of history, like the 99% who came before us. These are the most perilous entities in the universe. Numerous theories speculate on how the universe might meet its end, and all of them suggest that we won't be there to witness it. One theory proposes that the universe, which originated from a single point and expanded outward, will continue expanding indefinitely. The evidence for this is clear. Each day, our own Milky Way drifts farther away from neighboring galaxies as the vast expanse of space between them widens. It's logical to assume that eventually these galaxies will vanish from sight entirely, leaving us isolated in darkness. We could exist like this for billions and billions of years. The galaxies, despite being separated, will hold together, but eventually, the celestial nurseries that birth new stars in our galaxy will run dry. The remaining stars will age and fade away, leaving only black holes to consume anything left behind. A highly advanced civilization might be able to salvage remnants of distant stars to create new ones, but eventually even these resources will be depleted. There will be no material for us to utilize, no energy to sustain us, and eventually even the black holes will decay. This is known as the Big Freeze, and it's a threat from which we cannot escape. While galaxies as a whole continue to drift apart, there are exceptions. Andromeda, located 2.5 million kilometers away from us, is on a collision course with the Milky Way. In 4.5 billion years, this cosmic collision will tear both galaxies apart. Surprisingly, this event won't harm us directly. On a cosmic scale, the stars and planets within our two galaxies are so far apart that no star will collide with another. However, black holes tell a different story. They can grow much larger than any star, and nearly every spiral galaxy, including Andromeda and the Milky Way, harbors one at its core. If our sun were to approach one of these supermassive black holes too closely, we would either be devoured or forcefully expelled into the depths of interstellar space. While we are already aware of the future demise and rebirth of our galaxy, there is a smaller, more localized danger that could pose a threat to our solar system in a similar manner: the emergence of a rogue black hole. Black holes are born when a massive star runs out of fuel at the end of its life cycle. Unable to sustain its previous fiery intensity, the star collapses inward under its own weight. This gravitational collapse warps the very fabric of space-time. Normally, black holes remain in the vicinity of their original stars. However, violent celestial events like the merging of two separate black holes can propel them at astonishing speeds into the vastness of interstellar space. Detecting objects drifting within the lightless voids between stars is a challenging task, and an object that absorbs light itself is even more elusive to spot. If one of these wanderers were to come close enough to our sun, its immense gravitational pull would disturb the orbits of every celestial body in the solar system, slowly but surely throwing the planets into chaos. As it engulfs the outer planets and asteroids, the rogue black hole would grow ever larger. Eventually, Earth would find itself in the path of this gravitational singularity. Stripping away our planet's atmosphere and everything along with it, the black hole's pull would generate tidal waves towering as high as Mount Everest, stretching the Earth's crust like pliable dough until the tectonic plates tear apart, exposing the molten core of our home. As we cross the event horizon, everything that once defined our existence would be crushed into rubble, then into dust, and finally into atoms. In such a scenario, the wisest approach would be to relocate ourselves. Within our galaxy alone, there exist millions of potentially habitable worlds. By establishing settlements on these worlds, we provide humanity with a backup plan, safeguarding against any catastrophic event on a galactic scale. This same strategy would be employed to evade extinction caused by the expansion, contraction, and eventual demise of our own sun. It will inevitably scorch and consume the Earth, just as capable as a black hole. The most challenging threats for us to evade are those that could strike without much warning: gamma-ray bursts and asteroid impacts. Although neither would spell eternal doom for life on Earth, they could very well eradicate us completely. We know this because they have wreaked havoc in the past, triggering 2 out of the 5 major mass extinction events in the history of our planet. We created the machines that contributed to the warming of our planet, resulting in droughts, floods, and intense storms. We invented the weapons capable of annihilating millions in an instant, and each day we decide to keep them armed, aimed directly at ourselves. At this very moment, there are over 12,000 active nuclear warheads on Earth. A full-scale nuclear exchange would swiftly obliterate entire cities, and the aftermath would bring radioactive fallout that could eventually claim the lives of billions. The skies would darken, plunging our world into a nuclear winter, slowly starving those unfortunate enough to survive, just as it has happened before, 66 million years ago, and 400 million years prior to that. The Bulletin of the Atomic Scientist maintains a symbolic clock that represents humanity's proximity to doomsday. When the clock was first introduced in 1947, a panel of scientists and experts determined that we were 7 minutes away from our own extinction. When the Cold War ended with the fall of the Soviet Union, they adjusted the clock to 17 minutes. However, today, as we fail to adequately address climate change, witness the breakdown of nuclear arms agreements, and face the renewed threat of conflict between Russia and the West, the clock now stands at 100 seconds to midnight. At this very moment, we stand at a crossroads with 2 possible paths ahead. We can listen to our collective voices of reason and survive our current challenges together. Or we can follow in the footsteps of those who came before us, except this time our extinction would be by our own hands.